Measure twice and cut once. Tell me something. What separates a successful business from one that struggles or even fails? The answer often lies in a well crafted business plan. Today, we're diving deep into Business Plans 101 and sharing the tips and the tricks to write a killer business plan. Stay tuned for the blueprint to your success on today's episode of The Mirror. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, a startup enthusiast, or anyone looking for simple steps to take their business to the next level, this series, Idea to Empire, is just what you need. I am Rhonda Girodi, and I am thrilled to have you here on this journey to mastering business plans. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on content that is sure to keep you pushing forward in whatever area you are seeking growth. Let me take you back to a time when I had a brilliant business idea, and I still think it's pretty good, but I struggled to turn it into a reality. I'm a planner by nature, so I had a plan. It's not like I didn't have a plan, but it only got me so far, and I was struggling, and I still had so much further to go. That's when I learned about the incredible power of a well crafted business plan. It informed my idea, it transformed it into an actual business. So, back to my opening statement: measure twice, cut once. So, what does that mean? Some of you are familiar with the term, but what it essentially means is that you put more effort into the planning stages of something so that you spend less time fixing mistakes when you're actually implementing. So, today I am excited to share this knowledge with you on how to simplify a business plan. Business Plan 101. So let's talk about the main sections of the business plan and why they are important. So the first thing is the executive summary. As the name implies, it's a summary of your entire business idea and business plan. So it's a snapshot essentially of the business plan that you're going to put together. And it's going to give a quick overview about your business idea. Why is this important? Well, executive summaries, they set the tone for the entire business plan. And it's often the first thing that investors or lenders will read. So what goes in here? This is where you're going to talk all about your business, what problem it's going to solve, and what's unique about you, but in very short sentences, right? So let me give you a tip. Although the business plan is the first thing, the executive summary is the first section of the business plan, and it's the first thing people see, I want you to write that last. Because it's a summary of the entire plan, it makes more sense to do the plan first, see what you've come up with, then come back and summarize what you've created. Make sense? All right, awesome. I'm all about tips, all about tricks. I like things super practical. I don't like things complicated. I don't do complicated. I like simple steps, break it down. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for you today. The second section is the business description. So this is where you dive deep into your business. It's where you talk about your mission, your vision, what problem you're going to be addressing. So you go into depth in this section. What do you think about? Think about what you want to accomplish. What is the vision, the mission, the goal, the objective? What do you want to do? Why do you want to to start this business? Who are you going to be targeting? What do they look like? What do they need? And this is going to give a very comprehensive understanding of your business purpose, your business goals. So the executive summary is just a snapshot, but this section is where you dive into the details. The third section, extremely important, is going to be the market analysis. And I know for some people who are not in the business arena, some of this jargon sounds a little intimidating, but I will break down everything step by step. So this is where you analyze your target market, the industry, and your competition. So you're talking about the market size. We're talking about who your competitors are, what the trends are that will affect your industry. So as I mentioned in the last episode, when we're talking about market analysis, I want you to think of it in terms of a couple of things I need you to know. So who are you selling to? And I want you to get very specific. Don't just tell me, well, I'm creating a new lip gloss and I want to sell to young women. All right, but tell me about this young woman. Does she work? Does she stay home? Is she in a particular industry? How old is she exactly? What does she like? What does she not like? Where does she go? Who does she hang around with? What are her behaviors, her habits? What does she want? What problems does she have, right? So these are the things I want you to think about, the demographics and the psychometrics. And I want you to think about all of these things and give me a precise description of who this person is. All right. Then I want you to start thinking about who your competition is. What are they offering? And you may say your product is really unique. You don't have a competitor. Fine. I get it. You have a brilliant idea. Nobody else is doing it like you are. But who is doing something closest to it right now? What are they doing? What does that look like? Who are they? Where are they? Where are they meeting your target customer? So that's where you put all of that. Investors and lenders are going to want to know that you have done your homework and that you understand your market. All right. The next section of the business plan is the marketing and the sales strategy. So this is number 4. Why do we need this? Because you need to explain how you're going to reach that target audience and how are you going to sell your product and service to them. So what is the strategy? What is the plan? How are you going to do that? How are you going to reach them? And to reach them, you need to know where they are. And based on where they are, what is the most effective way to reach them? Are they out there somewhere physically? Are they on social media? Is there a particular platform that they like? And if there's a particular platform, what's the best way to reach them? Is it going to be an audio message? Is it going to be a YouTube video? Is it going to be something explaining about your lip gloss? What's going to be the thing that they're going to be most interested in? I also want you to think about, your pricing strategy. Now, there are a couple options with that. With your pricing, are you creating a high quality, high ticket premium product? Or are you creating something that's more economical? Is it more economical in quality and therefore economic in price? Or is it going to be perhaps a premium quality, but then a more economical price? All of that's going to be determined by where you are, your market, and what else is available and what type of product you're going to create. Some people will create a high ticket item, as in it's expensive and it's high quality, but then you're sort of targeting maybe a more limited market. Or some people create a high quality product at a lower price because they want to penetrate the market. They want to get in there. They want to get their product out there and maybe put their competitors out of business. So all of these strategies you have to think about, but these are just a few of the options that are available. Okay. And this is important because you have to sort of outline your path to getting customers and generating revenue. That's very important. And again, these are all things that your lenders and your investors are going to want to know. But even if you're financing your business personally, you need to know this as well. So number 5, let's talk about organization and management. We're still talking about sections of the business plan. Very important. Why is this important? Because this is going to indicate how your business will be structured, what your team members will be like, what roles will they play. And I know you might be thinking, hey, this is a one man, one woman show. I get it. But would you always want to be a one man, one woman show? You may want to grow. You may want to grow the business, grow your offering. When I say your offering, I mean your product and service offering. You may want to be able to serve more customers. You may want to go global. So give yourself the opportunity to grow and plan ahead. Think about the roles that you may want to have in the business. You may go and think, oh God, I can't handle this on my own. I need to hire someone. But you need to make sure you're hiring the right someone with the right set of skills. You don't want to hire someone and then realize this is not what I need. This is not what the business needed. And now you have someone that doesn't possess the skills that you actually need for this stage of your business. Also, again, stakeholders. So that's investors, everybody involved or have perhaps an interest in your business are going to want to know that you have given this some serious thought. They're going to want to examine the business plan and ensure that the things that you say you want to accomplish, you can actually accomplish it and you can actually implement it with the team that you have, and that you have the expertise that you need on that team. All right. They're going to want to ensure that your team, even if it's just you have the experience and you have the capacity to do what you say you want to do within that business plan. And of course, people are going to want a return on their investment, you included. All right, so let's talk about number 6. That's going to be kind of an optional section. It's a funding request. If you're self-funding, then you don't really need this section. But if you're looking to use somebody else's money, then you will want to put this in. It will be extremely important. So these things that we're going to discuss now, that's more for external stakeholders that you're asking to invest in your business, or lending agencies. Very important. So let me take a breath. All right, so there are key factors. This is going to help whoever it is you're presenting this to make some key decisions. Namely, are they going to support your business? And whether or not this opportunity is financially viable. Is it worth their time and investment? So if you're seeking external funding, you will need to provide details of the amount of money that you need, what you're going to do with that money, and very importantly, how you plan on paying it back. All right, so the funding request is closely tied to the financial projections, which we'll talk about, and that's going to be very important. Okay, so it's also going to help you validate the financial forecasts that are going to be later on in the business plan. So it's going to show that the capital that you're requesting aligns with what you anticipate the expenses will be and what you anticipate the revenue will be. So this takes us directly into the next section, which will be our financial projections. So when we come back, we'll talk about that. Financial projections, super important. Now, I won't go in too much detail today because the next episode will be all about the financials, and we're going to go into depth about that specifically, but I will give you an overview right now. So that's another section. So that's section 6 of your business plan, and that's going to include things like your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow projections. And again, like I said, in the next episode, we'll go into detail about what each of these things are, but you need to include them because you need to show the business earning potential. What can this business really do? Show me the money, show me the numbers. All right, that needs to be documented. So financial projections are crucial to a business plan, obviously, because the whole point of the business is to meet a need and to earn a profit doing so. So in the next episode, like I said, I will expound on each of these, but here are some of the key reasons why financial projections are essential to a business plan. 1, they demonstrate the financial viability. Can this really work? Can it actually make money? And of course, it will be used to make decisions. It will be used to make decisions before the business even starts, and of course, while you're actually running the business as well. Then it will help you with your strategic planning. It will help you attract lenders and investors because they'll see that you've done the work and that you're serious and you know what this business is capable of doing. And of course, budgeting and cash flow management. That deals also with your operations. What did you budget for? What can I spend now? What can I not spend now? Where did I decide to spend certain things at certain times and why? And then you have a plan that you can follow. It also helps you to assess your risk. Starting a business has inherent risks, and this helps you take a very close look of what those risks actually are. And once you do that, sometimes people decide to actually not start a business once they do the risk assessment, because you realize, yep, there are certain things I didn't think of at first, and looking at it now, this is not the right move for me. And although you would have invested some time and energy into doing the assessment and putting the business plan together, that's much better than actually fully investing in a business only to realize that it's not going to work. All right. And lastly, a business valuation. So this is going to give you some perspective as to how much this business could actually be worth. And that, of course, can be for many, many reasons. All right, the next section of the business plan would be the competitor analysis. Now, in previous sections, we did talk about our competition, but in this section, we go into a little bit more detail. So we're going to identify market opportunities. All right. So we're going to be looking, now we're looking not at our business per se, but we're looking outwardly. And so we're going to examine the strengths and the weaknesses of the competitors, and we're going to do that in detail. A business plan can identify gaps in the market. So you might realize, okay, so there are 4 people that are offering something similar, but I noticed there's a little niche here that's not being served. And maybe that's where you can fit yourself right in. So a business plan can help you identify that in the market, and it can help you exploit some new business opportunities. This analysis helps in finding untapped market segments, and customers may very well be interested in those. All right, number 8, the risk analysis. I mentioned it before, you do need financials for that, but there are other factors that you need to consider as part of the risk analysis. So it's a critical component because it's going to help you assess and identify and hopefully mitigate some potential challenges and uncertainties that the business can face. All right, so if you take some time and you think about some of the situations. So let's say, for example, your business is seasonal, like you're going to boom in certain seasons and in other seasons, not so much. You can come up with a plan so that you have something in place for those downtimes. So maybe you focus on a different segment or you do something different during that season. But if you know this ahead of time, you can plan for it and you can mitigate it. All right. So let's talk about some of the reasons why that analysis is super important. All right, so the risk analysis allows you to identify and categorize potential risks, like I said, both internal and external. And of course, that can impact the success of your business. And that could include market risks, financial risks, and then, of course, there are operational risks as well. And I gave you a couple examples a minute ago. It will help you with your decision making. Like I always say, it's important to make informed decisions, and you cannot do that unless you have information. So by understanding the risks that are associated with your business, entrepreneurs, stakeholders can make more informed strategic decisions. I don't want you going into something without planning, counting the costs, as they say. Knowing what they are and planning for them will first of all, take a load of stress off of you and give your business the best chance of success. All right. Okay. So it also enables you to proactively address some of the things, and then you're not just reacting to situations that come up. And again, all of that is going to help with your peace of mind. And I always go back to our peace of mind, our self-care and our wellness. I want you to go into business, but I want it to be something that's enjoyable. Yes, there are certain stresses that come in, but if you plan properly, you can be an entrepreneur and sort of reduce some of the stress and the challenges that you face on a personal level. All right, so I think we've covered most of the risk analysis advantages. Again, it's just going to overall help you manage your business properly and plan. And of course, there are lots of ways in which you can do that. Also, when you do that, you will boost your investor confidence in you, because your lenders and your investors, they're going to see that you have given this serious thought, you've done the research, you've done the work, and they're going to have confidence in a business that demonstrates the awareness of potential risk, and they have a clear plan for how to address those risks. You're just going to make yourself look like you are a serious business person, you know what you're about, and it's going to make it that much easier for someone to be willing to invest in what you're doing. All right. So it's going to show that the business is well prepared for any of the challenges. And of course, that's going to yield success. So let's talk about some of the tips associated with writing a killer business plan. So first of all, know your audience. Understand who will read the business plan. Is it investors? Is it lenders? Is it partners? Who is this business plan for? And you kind of need to tailor the plan to address the specific needs that the reader will have, or at least ensure that you meet the expectations. Keep it concise. All right. Nobody wants to read an unnecessarily lengthy document. So avoid lengthy explanations. If you can say it in 2 sentences, say it in 2 and not 10. Get to the point and make every word count. A concise plan is going to more likely be read and understood than something that's convoluted and long for no reason. So focus on the financial projections. That is very important. Investors want to see the numbers. Show me the money. Provide detailed financial projections. I know we talked about it, and I'm going to do the next episode on the financial projections because it's that important. Include a profit and loss statement. Of course, we mentioned the cash flows and all of that. And include a break-even analysis. That's very important. If you're not sure what that is, again, my next episode. All right, very important. Lastly, but very important, tell a compelling story. People, as much as people need numbers, people need a story. That's how we connect. We use our hearts. Yes, our heads and our numbers, but our heart also needs to be in there. So use your business plan to tell a story that's going to captivate the reader. Explain how your business plan solves a problem, meets a need, and try to create some sort of emotional connection. All right. Make that connection with a story that you tell within the business plan. So, I could not end this if I did not involve my favorites, the 4 temperaments. All right, so let's see how we can use your temperament and leverage your strengths and weaknesses as it relates to the whole business plan thing. All right, so cholerics, you can use your assertive and goal-oriented nature to create a very detailed and results-driven business plan. So your need for control and to ensure every aspect is well managed will come very much in handy when you're creating the business plan. So lean into that, make use of those strengths that you have. Sanguines. So sanguines can leverage their people skills to craft a very persuasive and engaging business plan. Remember before I spoke about that heart and that story? Sanguines, this is where you will shine. So use your enthusiasm and make the business plan something exciting for someone to read. Phlegmatic. So you are calm and you're patient, and that can absolutely help you meticulously create a very well-structured and organized business plan. You're very organized, you're very detailed, and that will be a major asset in your business plan. My melancholics, your analytical thinking, that can lead to a very comprehensive and thorough, thought-provoking business plan. You have very high standards, high quality, high precision. So use those gifts, lean into that, and apply that when you are creating your business plan. All right, so what are we saying today? We're saying that a well-structured business plan is your absolute roadmap to success. It can mean the difference between a business idea remaining an idea or actually turning into a thriving venture. With the right knowledge and the tips, you can write a killer business plan. And I know when you look at it as a whole, it can feel intimidating, but once you break down the parts, you ask yourself the right questions, you answer them, go through this episode again, pause where you need to, put your thoughts down as we go through. That's going to help you a lot. Your business plan needs to capture the essence of your business, and it has to impress your audience. So that's what I need you to do. All right, so let's wrap it up. If you found this video helpful, please do not forget to like and share and comment with your thoughts and questions. I do have a resource. You can find the link in the description. That's going to help you as you go through this entrepreneurial season of your life, getting your business started. This resource is going to be super helpful to you. It has a lot of information that's going to help you along this journey as you're jumping into entrepreneurship. All right, so I want you to click the links in the description. All of that's going to help you. Lots of resources to help you do your business plan, and not just, something that you slap together, something of quality, something that's going to be interesting to read. If you want to send me something to take a look at, I'll be happy to do that. Let's turn your dreams into a business reality. I am Rhonda Girodi, and I thank you so much for joining me on this episode of The Mirror. See you next week.